guys, see, basically, okay, you are here, and when it comes to, wait a minute, guys. Okay, great. Now from here you can see that, okay, now we have the two different MSI installer, okay, MySQL installer. So just go here and download this first download, okay, this installer, MSI installer. And now here you can see that, okay, after clicking that download button, here you will find that, okay, now we are in the new page. Okay, now instead of logging to Oracle web account, just go here, no thanks, just start my download. Okay, now here you can see that, okay, it's around like a 5 MBs, okay, of installer, this size of this installer. So I just downloaded this one, okay, and now I'm going to install this. Okay, so please download this one, okay, along with me, so you will be able to install MySQL in your system as well. Okay, because procedure for installing MySQL in the system is bit critical, so that's why. Okay, okay, if you downloaded this, so okay, great. Okay, now here you can see that just open this one, okay, and here you will find that this particular new pop-up. Okay, just go and run this, and you will find that now we are starting our installing MySQL installing. Now here you can see that, just go and press yes. Okay, again, just now here you can see that we are just using a MySQL installer launcher, so just go with the S, and here you can see that now we are about to install MySQL. Okay, now, okay, now here you can see that we have so many different options. Okay, developer default, server only, client only, full, like the product and features of MySQL, and the custom one. So we don't want to install all these things, okay, the full MySQL. Okay, so we'll go with the custom down, okay, custom installing sheet. So here you can see that, okay, just by clicking to the custom option, okay, let's go to the next. Okay, and now here you can see that, okay, here you will find that the MySQL server, the application connection documentation. Okay, so basically we need the first server, okay, MySQL server, and we'll be installing MySQL server, which is the latest version. So here you can see that the MySQL server 8.0.30. Okay, so we are here, we have to install this one. Okay, and the second one is going to be the application. So here we'll be using a MySQL workbench. Okay, so here you can see that in the MySQL workbench. Okay, now let's go and use this one and add this over here. Okay, so now, okay, we'll be installing the MySQL server and workbench, okay, both. So after this, let's go to the next button. Okay, just after clicking the next, now here you can see that, okay, now we will be going to install these two applications. Okay, now here you can see that, okay, actually there is one already path exists. Okay, and you will find that, okay, in your pop-up as well, you will find that the link a bit same. Okay, so don't change anything here. Okay, so just go to the next one, and here, because of, see, here you can see that I already created MySQL server 8.0 folder. So that's why here you can see that you still have warnings with your selected paths. So yes, I just wanted to continue with this. Okay, so let's go with yes. Okay, and now it's this these two MySQL server and workbench are ready to download. So let's go and execute it. Okay, it will take a bit time, depends on your internet speed. Okay, and here you will see that. Okay, now we are just downloading this server and workbench. Okay, we just downloaded both. Okay, so after completion of this download, now here let's go to the next. Okay, and we know that after completion of download we need to install the server and workbench of MySQL. So let's go and execute it, and here you will see that. Okay, we are installing first server and then we'll go with the workbench. See, after completion of this installation part of server and workbench, okay, let's go with the next. Okay, here you can see that ready to configure MySQL server. Okay, and here you can see that. Okay, after completion of this, here you will see that the new page, okay, which is type and networking. Okay, so we'll go with the default type. Okay, so let's go and click to the next. Okay, let's go with the next, and here you can see that the we'll go with the default option, which is nothing but, okay, use strong password encryption for authentication. Okay, and see, actually I have already root account. Okay, so I'll just need to add the password over here. Okay, but in your case you will have to just create the password. Okay, so please remember, okay, just create a very strong password, and after like creating password, okay, remember that password, because once you just forgot that particular password, which means that you will not be able to access your MySQL server. Okay, so or otherwise just set that particular password which is very familiar with you. Okay, so right now, okay, I have to go with my current password. Okay, and after entering it, here you can see that, okay, it will take some time. Okay, and then we'll go with the further process. Okay, so see, after entering the password, okay, here you can see that now it will take some time. Okay, and then we'll be able to connect with the MySQL server. Now here you will see that, okay, it is taking some time for connecting with our root account. Okay, and after that you will see that, okay, it is taking some time. Okay, and after that we'll be able to just access a MySQL workbench. Okay, so see, after completion of this, let's go with the next, and here you can see that, okay, we'll go with the standard system account, which is the recommended one. Okay, so without any changes, okay, we'll go with the next, and here you can see that, okay, now we'll have to configuration steps. Okay, we'll go and execute it, and here you will see that after completion of this configuration, okay, we'll be able to just open MySQL workbench. So after completion of this, okay, we'll go with the next, and here you can see that let's go with the finish with starting MySQL workbench. Okay, after full setup. So now here you will find that, okay, okay, we'll be able to open the MySQL workbench automatically. Okay, but let me show you the another way. Okay, let me close this one. Okay, and here you will find that, okay, in the Windows, okay, here you will find that the you downloaded and installed the MySQL workbench in your system. Okay, this is the first case, recently added item, and here you can see that, okay, see, here you got the one particular folder of my SQL. So here just go here and open the workbench. Okay, open the workbench, and here you will find that, okay, we just open the workbench. And now let me go here in my root account. Okay, now we are ready to go. Okay, now we are ready to go. Okay, now here guys, see that, okay, actually in my root account we have these many schemas. Okay, which means that we have these many databases. Okay, we have these many databases, and you will find that in the databases, okay, there are so many tables. Okay, there are so many tables, okay, which are just related to each other. Okay, and you will find that again the second one, invoice, you will find that the one table is there. Okay, you will find that another new schema, okay, like this, and this is the default one. Okay, this is nothing but the default one. Okay, and here you will find that, okay, we'll be able to go with this one, okay, with any databases here. Okay, so before starting with this, okay, I just wanted to go with the introduction part. Okay, and before going with that, okay, let me share the one database file with you, so you can download that file and use over here. Okay, which is nothing but the employees database. So you can just add the employees database in your this particular MySQL workbench, so you will be able to access the same database. Okay, so guys, okay, let's go with the introduction. We know that, okay, SQL is nothing but a structured query language, and in this webinar we will explore all about the SQL. Okay, you can say like that, SQL as well as the SQL too. Okay, this is totally up to you. Okay, the long form for this is nothing but the structured query language. Okay, and this is all about InfosecTrain. Okay, and here you will see that all the endorsements. Okay, these are our trusted clients, and you will find that why to choose InfosecTrain. Okay, and for this webinar, okay, this 3 days of webinar, okay, this will be our agenda. Okay, we'll go with the relational databases and introduction to SQL. Okay, we saw the installation process because we should have to install this MySQL first, then we'll get to know about MySQL. Okay, then we'll see the base SQL practices, and then we'll go with the different methods for writing different queries of SQL, okay, in MySQL workbench. Okay, so let's go with the first topic, which is relational databases and introduction to SQL. So we know that structured query language, okay, we can say that also known as SQL or SQL, it is a standard programming language for relational databases. Despite being older than many other types of code, it is the most widely implemented database language because SQL is so common. Knowing it is valuable to anyone involved in computer programming or who uses databases to collect and organize information. Okay, now what is SQL? Okay, so we know that SQL stands for structured query language. Okay, SQL is used to create, remove, alter the database and database objects in a database management system, and to store, retrieve, update the data in database. SQL is a standard language for creating, accessing, manipulating database management system. SQL works for all modern relational database management systems like SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, and we have many different management systems. Okay, we have many different applications for just accessing the SQL. Okay, now let's talk about the different types of SQL command, because this is the most important phase. Actually, SQL is related to a data. Okay, you will use SQL for storing data, for creating data. Okay, and you can use SQL in cybersecurity. Okay, for creating cybersecurity data set. Okay, and handling that data. Now here you can see that there are different types of basic SQL commands. Okay, and we know that SQL commands can be categorized into 5 categories based on their functionality. And here you can see that first one is nothing but the DDL. So the DDL stands for data definition language. Okay, DDL commands are used for creating, altering the database and database object in relational database management system, like create database, create table, alter table, okay, etc. The most used DDL commands are the 4 create, drop, alter, and truncate. Okay, then the next SQL command is nothing but the DML. DML stands for data manipulation language, and DML commands are used for manipulating data in a relational database management system. DML commands are used for adding, removing, updating data in the database system, like insert into, like the code you can say, or the query you can say, insert into table name, and like a delete from any table, like update table name, etc. Okay, the most used DML commands are this one: insert, update, and delete. Okay, now here you can see that the third SQL command is going to be a DCL. DCL stands for data control language. DCL commands are used for providing and taking back the access rights on the database and database objects. DCL command used for controlling users access on the data. Most used DCL commands are grant and revoke. Now we have the fourth SQL command, which is nothing but the TCL. TCL stands for transaction control language. Transaction control language commands are used for handling transactions in the database. Transaction ensure data integrity in the multi-user environment. TCL commands can roll back and commit data modification in the database. The most used TCL commands are commit, rollback, save points, or we have another as well, a say transaction. Okay, now here you can see that the fifth one is going to be a DQL. Okay, DQL stands for the data query language. DQL commands is used for fetching the data. DQL commands is used for selecting data from the table, view the data. Okay, just go with the temp tablet. Okay, the table variable, etc. There is only one command under the DQL, which is select command. Okay, and this is the most useful command, because for each and every query you will find that for selecting data from any databases you will be using a select command. Okay, so let's move to the next slide, which is nothing but the why use SQL. Okay, because we know that first one is going to be the relational database. Okay, we'll be able to just create a relational database. Okay, because it is a RDBMS. Okay, relational database management system. Okay, and it is possible to create RDBMS, okay, relational database management system, by using SQL. Okay, to understand relational database, okay, we need to understand the relational model, abbreviated as RM first. So the RM of database is simply storing the data and manage in a structured and particular manner. Okay, it was first described in the year around, I can say, 1969 by scientist. Okay, the name of that scientist was, okay, Edgar F. Cord. Okay, and in RM we store data in the form of rows, mostly known as the tuples, which are grouped into relations. So RM helps to store data in descriptive and concise manner, which helps to retrieve and manipulate data with simple queries. So in the year around 1970, Code came with software called Relational Database Management System, okay, which is also nothing but RDBMS, okay, which is used to maintain RM using SQL, okay. And we know that SQL helps for querying and manipulating and maintaining data in the RDBMS. This is the one of the major use of the language SQL. Okay, it gives order to RDBMS to perform certain tasks in the form of queries, different queries, and we'll be able to, okay, and we'll see the different queries, how to write queries in SQL. Okay, and we'll see the different methods of writing queries as well, okay, in the upcoming part of the session or in this particular webinar. Second one is nothing but the performing all basic operations in database using SQL. So SQL helps to perform tons of commands, which helps us to perform various operations in a database. They can be broadly classified into four different categories. Okay, and we know that, okay, that those categories are nothing but the data definition language, data query language, data manipulation language, and data control language. Okay, you will see that in the day. Okay, we'll be explaining or exploring this all the terms, okay, in the practical session. Okay, so you will understand all the topics. Okay, what is data definition language? Because SQL helps to make a database and tables and perform certain operations like create a database, create table, alter that one, drop the table, drop the database, rename that one, truncate, and comment as well. Okay, then we have the data query language, and we broadly use the command select to retrieve information from the database by using a data query language. We saw that in the previous session. Okay, previous slide. Okay, then we also saw the data manipulation language as well as the data control language. Okay, and third use case, which is nothing but the transaction control in database. Okay, so SQL is also used to maintain the transactions occurring in the databases. It includes following basic rules to maintain consistency in the database. These rules are termed as asset properties. Okay, and the control commands mostly use are commit and rollback. Okay, we saw above. Then we fourth use case, okay, is nothing but the SQL union. Okay, we'll be using this in the query, okay, for creating the query. So we know that in relational algebra, we use the union operator to combine two sets into a single set with distinct values in it. Similarly, SQL union helps to provide a single result using two distinct separate select statements. Okay, the union of two tables gives distinct attributes present in both the table. Then we have the fifth use case, why to use SQL, which is nothing but the SQL join. Okay, because SQL join statement helps to join two or more tables in order to retrieve information from multiple tables. Okay, join is used mostly because in a database we may have two or more tables. Okay, like in employees table we have so many multiple tables. Okay, like 9 or 10 table approx we have in the employees database. Okay, and will be okay for extracting, for finding out some information from multiple tables. Okay, we need to use join for that. Okay, so you can understand that one, and you will find that in the join again there are different types. So you will find that the first one, inner join, left join, right join, okay, and full join. Okay, so we'll explore that one, okay, in the upcoming session, because that is all you will find that, okay, that is all related to a practical one, okay, while writing a query. Then SQL for website. Okay, there is major application of structured query language, okay, like SQL on interactive websites, which contain a lot of information about users, products in the form of databases. The backend of every website is supported by a database. SQL is mostly used to retrieve as well as store this data. Every website has its own database and it contains a lot of information about the users. This database is used to retrieve as well as to store information. Most of the e-commerce sites, IRCTC, movie booking sites, etc., use structured query language, okay, which is embedded in the code to perform various operations on their data as per users need. Okay, then we have the seven use case of SQL: compatibility and flexibility. Okay, SQL is compatible with relational databases like Microsoft Server, Microsoft MS Access, Oracle Database, MySQL, etc. It also provides flexibility and provides permission who can access and manipulate which table in the database. It can manage large records and transactions occurring on the website with ease. Okay, there are various special libraries present in SQL like SQLite, which helps to connect client web app to the database developers are using, which helps to work with the database of clients. Okay, then we have integration with other languages, okay, because we'll be able to just integrate SQL, okay, with multiple scripting languages, or you can say that the programming languages. And we know that most popular programming languages, okay, are nothing but the JavaScript, Python. For especially for data science, you will find that the Python and R are the most popular languages. Okay, so you can integrate SQL with that as well. Okay, so after integrating, we can easily manage the database with this scripting language. Okay, this is mostly used by machine learning engineers, data analysts, mathematicians, statisticians, data scientists who handle large amount of statistical data at a time. Okay, then SQL for data scientist and analyst. Okay, as we discussed earlier, scripting languages can be easily integrated with SQL. The analyst work with humongous sets of data in relational databases, for which SQL is very much helpful as it can manage larger sets of data with simple queries. A basic example where SQL is used is data filtering, in which we just use a where clause. Okay, this is nothing but the one, a one word where, okay, and just adding that one word into the query, you will be able to just add the one, one logical operator, and you can say that the condition. Okay, and then we can perform other operations like slicing, indexing, aggregations, etc. with the data sets. Okay, and last but not least, SQL for machine learning. Okay, we know that machine learning engineers also work with large sets of data to build an accurate model of machine learning. Okay, without data, there is no machine learning. Okay, a great example is nothing but the BigQuery machine learning, means BigQuery ML, which is a Google Cloud platform. It helps in creation and execute various machine learning models using various queries and tools in SQL. Machine learning with SQL and integration with modern scripting languages with TensorFlow is the next big thing to handle humongous data. Okay, so that is a basic introduction about the SQL and why to use SQL. And we know that, okay, why to use MySQL, okay, for just going with this SQL part, okay, because of you will find that, okay, when it comes to MySQL, then you will see that it's a most usable SQL application, and it's a open source again, and it will provide multiple frameworks in it. Okay, like we are now handling nothing but the, see, we are just working with Workbench. Okay, so here we have the one application in MySQL itself, which is Workbench. And this Workbench, it's very simple. Okay, you will be able to understand this in a more clear form, because here you can find that, okay, here we have few options, okay, like file. Okay, you can here go here and just go with the different files. Uh, if file is existed in your system, so you can go and just add that file, invoke this file over here as well. Okay, like this. Let me just go here and create a new SQL file. Here you can see that we are creating the new SQL file like this. Okay, and here you can see that from the second option, okay, you will find that, okay, if some already exist SQL file are there, okay, like I shared one SQL file with you, which is nothing but the employees. And here you can see that I have that one over here. Let me open this one from here. Okay, and see. Okay, see, this is a employees data. Okay, because you will find that this is a database, okay, already created by the particular institute. Here you can find that the all these things, all the example of it, all the explanation about it. Okay, and you will see that, okay, after this, okay, you can easily integrate the multiple schemas you connected with the servers. Okay, you can easily create a new table from here as well. With the help of queries as well, we'll be able to create, and we'll see that one again. Okay, like this. Here you can see that the you can able to create a new store procedure, okay, in your active schema. Okay, like that you can do so many different things. Okay, and you will find that the different schemas over here which are already there. Okay, right now you will be able to see only system, okay, the sys schema. Okay, sorry, in your system, because you will find that this is the default schema or the sample schema. Okay, which is, okay, which came with the MySQL workbench. Okay, and this is here you can see that the all the administration part. Okay, you will be able to import the data, okay, from multiple sources as well. Okay, for multiple sources as well. Okay, this is totally a different part. Okay, here, okay, our aim is to create the database, and we'll handle the database and go with the different schemas. Okay, work with that, and just go with the different questions and solve those questions with the query. Okay, now here we know that, guys. Okay, let me go with first this one. Okay, so here you can see that, okay, the main thing is that for workbench, okay, you will find that you will have to just add the first thing, like let's say here you will find that the employees. Okay, so if I just wanted to access this particular database, okay, if I wanted to access this particular database which is employees, so I'll just go here and just use the word use, okay, and employees. Okay, just after using this, just add the semi-comma, and here you can see that, okay, let's go and run this. Okay, and here you will find that execute the selected portion. Okay, with this you will be able to execute your code. Okay, now basically, okay, here you can find that yes, okay, we'll be able to just execute this particular action, which is nothing but the use employees. Okay, and now we'll be able to just able to access this particular tables from the employees database. Okay, now guys, here you can see that, okay, the first thing is that, okay, we know that data query language, okay, just provides us a select statement. Okay, so we'll be using the select, okay, statement. So let's say, okay, we are using the select statement, and just by using the select statement, here you can see that, okay, we are just saying that I just wanted to uh, just see the one random table. Okay, let's go with the this department employees. Okay, so select star. Okay, from means star is for just select all the columns, all the rows and all the columns. Okay, here you can see that we'll be able to select all the columns. Okay, from which table? Okay, which is nothing but depth. Okay, emp, and add the semi-comma over here, and let's go and run this. And here you can see, okay, we'll be able to fetch the data. Okay, how many rows are there in the data? How many rows are there? Around 3,31,603 rows. Okay, so here you can see that the time as well. Okay, in what time we fetch the data, in what time we fetch the data, this is the total. Okay, here you can see that the duration, okay, for fetching the data, okay, and total time. Okay, now here you can see that, okay, we just able to see this particular data, guys. Okay, as I shared the employees database with you, so are you able to do the same thing? Okay, because see, just go here. Okay, now you will find that, okay, like for many users, that employees.sql file will be in download, okay, folder. So just go here. Okay, and you will find that, okay, here you will find that the different options, okay, like the download. Okay, so just go here. Okay, and click to the employees dot SQL file. See here, type of this SQL text file. So just click to this particular file and open this file in the workbench. So after this, here you can see that, okay, we just created this employees database, okay, from this particular file, from this particular file. So basically, okay, here you know that, okay, we are first dropping the database if there is employees database exists in my schemas. Okay, so first we are using the drop database if exist, okay, the employees, and then we are simply creating the database if not exist employees. And here you can see that we are using the employees. Okay, and here you can see that we are just creating the table. So just go here. Okay, just go here and run this particular file, all the file. Okay, just run this particular all the file. Okay, see, it will take some time, but after completion you will be able to see the, okay, now see here in the schemas we just remove the employees. You will find that this particular problem with your system as well. Okay, like for some time your workbench is not responding. Okay, so no worries. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, because here you will find that we are just fetching a database which is quite big. Okay, in the one table you will find that around 3.5 lakhs rows. Okay, how you cannot use employees file? Because the file, the format of the employees file is nothing but the SQL text file. So you can just go here and install this particular the add this particular employees file over here. Okay, just with the help of this. So see, now basically here you will find that, let me just remove this particular, okay, all the result. And here you can see that it took some time, but after completion of this, here you can see that the many things, okay, many different things, okay, I just added. Okay, here you can find that the all the database I just run. Okay, I just add it here in the schema. Now you can see that in the first, okay, you will not be able to see the database, okay, which is the employees database. Okay, so just go here, okay, and refresh the schema. Okay, just go here and refresh the schema. So after just refreshing, you will see that the employees database over here, and in here you will see that the different tables. Okay, different tables. Now we have these many tables. We have the department employees, okay, department manager, employee salary, title. Okay, see, we have these many different tables. Okay, so let's go and remove this one first. Okay, and again here also, okay, don't need to this. Okay, and here you can see that. Okay, now we'll be able to use the same database, okay, with the help of use employees. Okay, and here you can see that with the help of select statement, here you can see that we are just extracting the all the table, all the columns from this particular table. Here you can see that all the columns in the table, employee number, department number, from date to date. Okay, we are extracting all from this particular select from statement. Okay, so let's go and run this, and here you will see that. Okay, now we'll be able to fetch the data. Okay, we'll be able to fetch the data from the employee from the employees table. Okay, which is nothing but the department employees table. Okay, in this particular employees database. Okay, okay, and see, I'm just increasing the font size so you will be able to see the queries as well. So guys, okay, it is saying that unknown database, okay, which is nothing but the employees. So here you have to first use this particular line of code. Okay, you have to first, okay, use this particular line of code after running the employees query. Okay, see, okay, I got this particular employees. Okay, so after getting this employees, okay, I ran this. Okay, I ran this means I executed this particular all the code. Okay, all the code by using this particular symbol. Okay, this particular button, and after that here you can see that. Okay, I have to refresh the schema. Okay, after refreshing the schema, you will see that the one database name, which is nothing but the employees, and then you will have to use, or you will have to go with this particular line of query. Okay, first use employees database, and then select all the columns from department employees. Actually here, okay, you will see that the in the below, okay, somewhere below, okay, like for typing the message, here you can see that the send to everyone, and then you will be able to share your query or your chat with everyone. Okay, now how do we export data after run query? So guys, that's the different part. Okay, for exporting data after running the query. Okay, we'll be exploring that one. Okay, first we are exploring how to create the different queries. Okay, first thing is that how to create the different queries. Okay, and if you wanted to go with that, okay, here as well, so just go and use this. Okay, just go and use this. Okay, and we'll talk about that. Okay, again in the that particular topic. Okay, for importing and exporting data in SQL. Okay, but for now, okay, we'll be going with the different queries, exploring different queries. Okay, now here you can see that, sorry, here you can see that guys. Now this is how you can just simply select the data, okay, from one particular database. Now the main thing is that, okay, how to create database. Okay, how to create database. Okay, so let me clean this query. Okay, and now here we know that for creating database, okay, we'll have to use a create method. Okay, we'll have to use a create method. Just by using create, database, here you will be able to see, okay, now basically we have, let's say we have the 4 database, okay, and I just wanted to create a database, let's say, which is InfosecTrain, okay, and just by adding this, okay, now we'll be able to create a database. So let's go and run this, okay. Now here you can see that we'll be able to run this particular line of query. Now here you can see that, let me refresh it, okay, and here, okay, you will be able to see the infosec train, okay. Now basically this data is totally empty data because we just created a database, okay. Now after creating the database, okay, now the second thing is that, okay, how to create a table, okay, how to create a table in database, okay. So again, we know that here you can see that, okay, let's say this is a, okay, after creating a database, okay, now we'll have to first go with just creating this one, okay, use infosec train, okay, means we now will be using the infosec train database, okay, and after using this, okay, now we'll have to create a one table in it, okay, we'll have to create a one table in it. So basically how to create the table, just by using the create table, okay, just by using the create table, okay. Now here we can simply add the employees, okay, we can simply add the employees, okay, and basically you can see that, okay, just by adding the employees, okay, now you will be able to create a different column names, okay, you will be able to create the different column names, okay. So here also, okay, you can do one thing, okay, you can, for creating employees, okay, just after creating this one, okay, just add the few, let's say a column in it, okay, like the name of the employee, okay. Guys, many times you will see that this is a, that like the necessary, okay, this is the necessary, because, okay, you will find that, okay, when it comes to a semicolon, okay, so which means that then MySQL understand, yes, we end this particular query over here, okay. Yes, for different applications, okay, it's not recommended, and it's not necessary to add the semicolon, but for MySQL, okay, you will have to add that one. And many times, see guys, okay, if if you are getting some error while running your query, so which means that, okay, you are trying, okay, so like after that, okay, you will understand like how to resolve that particular error, okay. So next time you will not be able to make that particular same error, okay, or same mistake, okay. So now here you can see that, okay, we can just go with the name, okay, creating the name, okay. Now here we will have to add the, let's say, a data type for that, which is nothing but the, let's say, now here you can see that, okay, okay, great. Now here you can see that after creating the name, okay, you will find that the, now we'll be able to add the name, okay, of the, let's say, a employee, okay, and we'll be adding the length of the name, okay, means how many names you can able to add, okay, into it. Then we can even go with the, like the first name and last name, okay, like the first name, okay, we can do the same, okay. You can even above, okay, before starting you can add the employee ID, okay, and we know that the type of this is going to be integer, okay, yes or no. And after that, here you can see that, okay, you can add the address, Okay, and we know that again this is going to be the okay the varchar. Okay, so these are the different data types you can see. Okay, and after that just complete this one and add the semicolon. Okay, and here you can see just after running this particular line of query, here you will find that now in the infosec train, okay, you will find that the table. Okay, you will find that the table, yes or no? And here you can see that now in the table we have the employee table, okay, which is nothing but the emp table. Okay, so this is how you can create the table. Okay, now basically, okay, you can go with the same thing. Okay, now the second thing is that if you wanted to drop the table, okay, if you want like the see I just created this particular table. Okay, here you can find that in that table we'll have the 4 different columns. Okay, and if I wanted to just let's say delete the table, okay, or I can simply use then drop, okay, table, and which table? emp table. Okay, which table? emp table. Okay, so let's add this one, okay, and run this one. So before going into it, here you can see that okay, now I don't need this particular, okay, this line of code as well. So I just don't wanna remove this particular query, okay, from this particular file. Okay, so we'll do one thing. Okay, what we do, we just convert this query into the comment. Okay, so how to convert the query into the comment? So here just add the two symbols like this, okay, which means that we just converted this one line of query into the comment. Okay, and if I wanted to convert this all the line of query into the comment, so we'll do another thing, which is this one. This is going to be a multi-line comment, you can say. Okay, just add the forward slash, okay, and add the star. Okay, and here in the end you can add the star first and then add the see the forward slash. Okay, now after this, okay, we'll be able to go with this. Okay, we'll be able to run this particular line of code. Okay, so now let's go and run this, and here you can see, okay, we just drop the table which is emp, okay, in the infosec train. Now here you can see that now you can see that we just created the infosec train, but here we do not have any table in it. Okay, we just created a database but we do not have any table in it. Okay, so that's the one thing. Okay, that's how you can create the table, and that's how you can drop the table. Okay, now basically, okay, you can do the same thing with the database too. Okay, you can do the same thing with the database too. Okay, so here we'll have to just convert. Okay, we'll have to just instead of table we'll have to use the database. Okay, we'll have to use the database here. Okay, see database. So just after using database here, let me add the infosec train database. Okay, so here you can see that first we created a database of name infosec train. We created one table in it. Okay, we saw the how to drop the table, means the delete the table from the database, and now we are looking at how to drop the database. Okay, so let's go and run this, and here you can see that okay, we'll be able to drop the database, okay, which is the infosec train. Now you can see that in the schema, okay, we just remove the infosec train database from this particular schema. Okay, actually there is no space like that, okay, that kind of thing. Okay, in the database for creating tables, for inserting data into the database, okay, you can find that okay, while you are creating the database, which means that okay, you can add the millions of rows in your database, even you can add the millions of or billions of rows in your database. There is no limit. Okay, there is no limit. Okay, as well as you can add as many tables as you want, okay, in your database. Okay, not able to add the schema, which means you are not able to create the InfosecTrain database. Yes, am I right? Guys, see, we are doing the very simple things. Okay, first what we do, okay, what we did here, you can see that we just created a database. Okay, so for creating a database here, we just use a create database InfosecTrain. Okay, we just created a database, this one. After creating the database, okay, here you can see we just convert this query into the comment. Yes, we have so many different data types and we'll be exploring that one. Okay, here you can find that in the employees table. Okay, we can find that the integer date data type varchar, you can find that the, okay, e number, okay, you can find that the date, okay, as well as you can find that the, let's say, different keys. Okay, we'll be talking about that as well. Okay, but first, okay, like for some people, okay, like some are not able to add the schemas, okay, which means that they are not able to add the database into it. Okay, so guys, okay, just after using this particular create database, this only single line of code and creating this one, okay, let me just create this comment. Okay, and let me create this once again. Okay, let me run this, and here you can see that. Okay, now after running this particular create database InfosecTrain, here you will not be able to see the InfosecTrain database. So for that, let me refresh the schema. Okay, so after refreshing it, here you can see that the InfosecTrain database. Okay, now in the database you will see that the tables, but there are no tables. Okay, there are no tables in the InfosecTrain. So for that, what we do here, we'll just create the convert this query into the comment. Okay, and we'll just use this particular line of code. Okay, this particular query. Now here you can see that we'll be using this one. Okay, we'll be using a InfosecTrain database now, and then we'll be able to create a employee. Okay, but for now, okay, here you can see that. Okay, after this, okay, let me run this. Now here you can see that in the table of InfosecTrain, okay, here, now here you can see that we got the one new table. Okay, and in the table you will be able to see the columns. Okay, and here also you will be able to see the column names. Okay, different column names with their types. Okay, like that. Okay, and after that, okay, if you don't want to go with this, okay, just convert this, okay, into the comment. Okay, and after converting this into the comment, just drop the table, and even you can simply go and drop the InfosecTrain database as well. Okay, let's go and drop that one. Now see here, we just drop the database of InfosecTrain. Okay, now guys, okay, we'll just, here you can see that, okay, this is how we can just go, and we can, how we can create the database. Okay, see, we just created a database. Okay, and here you can see that we are creating a table now. Okay, we are creating a table. Here you can see that the create tables, okay, which is nothing but the first employees, and here, okay, we have the different names. Okay, we have the different names with different data types. Okay, this is the first table in the employees table. Okay, here you can see that in the employees. Okay, in the department you will be able to see. Okay, in the department you will see that the columns, different columns in department employee, you will see the different columns in department manager, you will see the different columns. Okay, like this. Okay, these are the employees salaries title. Okay, like that. So first table is nothing but the employees table. Okay, second one, you can create the department table, then department manager, like that. We just created the multiple tables. Okay, now here, after that guys, here you will see that the different keys. Okay, here you will be able to see that the different keys. Now guys, okay, if you don't aware about the different keys, okay, so let me explain this all the keys, okay, with you. Okay, now basically here you will find that the first primary key. Okay, so primary key is used to ensure data in the specific column is unique one. Okay, is the unique one. Okay, now basically, okay, you will find that, okay, there is only one primary key, okay, in the overall database, in the overall database. Okay, now here you can see that, okay, we have another, okay, the foreign key. Okay, the foreign key is a column, or you can say that the group of columns in a relational database table that provides a link between data in multiple tables, or you can say that in two tables. Okay, and we also have the different keys. Okay, you can say, so when it comes to a unique key, so unique key is nothing but a candidate key that is not the primary key of the relation. Okay, and all the candidate keys of a relation can uniquely identify the records of the relation, but only one of them is used as the primary key of the relation. Okay, so here you can find that the primary key, foreign key, and unique key. Okay, and you will see that the different references, okay, different references on the databases means we are adding the different tables, we are relating the different table by using the these different keys: primary key, foreign key, and unique key. Okay, so here you can see that after completion of multiple tables, so these all the tables which are the totally empty table. Okay, these all are nothing but the empty table. Now after that, here you can see that, okay, what we do, okay, we'll just use the insert. Okay, we saw the insert method. Okay, so just by using the insert into particular table, here you can see that the employees table. Okay, here you can see that the employees table. So in the employees table, you will be able to see the values. Okay, now we are adding the values. So basically here you can see that in the employees table, how many column names are there: employee number, birth date, first name, last name, gender, hire date. Okay, so total 6 values are there. Okay, so here you can see that we will have to create the tuple, okay, of order 6. So here you can see that first employee ID. Let me go here in the table. Okay, in the employees table, so here you can see that the first employee number, so you can see the first employee ID. Okay, you can say that the birth date, okay, this will be the birth date. Okay, and the type of this data is nothing but the date. Then we have the first name is Georgie, then last name Faleso, okay, Faselo, and then the gender you can say the male. Okay, and the hire date, you can see the hire date. Okay, now this is nothing but the first row of your data. This is nothing but the first row of your data. Okay, now likewise, here you can see that we just added the multiple rows. Okay, we just added the multiple rows. Okay, because many times you will find that the, let's say, five like the company is hiring 5 candidate, 4 candidate, even hundreds of candidates, so it's possible to add a 100 candidate. Okay, it's possible to add the 100 candidate in it. Okay, like this one. Okay, but it's not possible to add the lakhs of candidate in it. So at that time, okay, we'll create. So guys, at the time you will have to add the, here you can see that, then you will go with the varchar or the character one. Okay, the different data type, here you can see that the first data type is nothing, data type of employee number is nothing but the integer one. Yes or no? So instead of going with this integer value, if you wanted to add the sum, like the sum, let's say a small few letters before that, like a AI1 0001. Okay, so like that, for, okay, for that you will have to add that data using the single the see a a single, you can say that the double quote or single quote. Okay, so you can even go with by adding the single quote or double quote. And here also, at the time of creating the data, at the time of creating the table, so here instead of integer you will have to use a varchar. Okay, here you will have to use a varchar variable character. Okay, so you can easily go with that as well. Okay, now after that, here you can see that in the same way as we inserted all the values in the employees table, okay, we'll be able to add the different all the values in the department table, in the department manager table, in the department employee table, in the titles table, okay, in the salaries table too. Okay, like that. Okay, and here you can see that, okay, here you will find that the lot of rows are there, because you will, okay, let us see. Okay, let me comment out this one. Okay, and here you can see that now we'll just go and we'll use the employees table. Okay, employees database. For that we will have to read this particular query first. Okay, employees, and let's go and run this. Okay, now see, okay, we'll be able to run this particular. Now here again we don't need this one. Okay, so we can even comment out this one, or we can simply like without any changes we can simply go with this, because we can run this multiple times as well. Okay, so after that, here you can see that, let's say employees. Okay, now we just wanted to check our data. Okay, we just wanted to check a particular table, so we know that just by using a select star. Okay, department, let's say manager. Okay, sorry, select star from which table? Department manager table. Okay, add the semi comma here, and here you can see that, guys. Okay, the one thing, okay, which is this one. Okay, which is this one, you can use this particular thing, okay, for beautifying your code. Okay, and how it is working, let me show you. Just click to this, and here you can see that. Okay, now we just converted our code from unstructured, okay, like this, from this one to this one. Okay, now it's very easy to read the code. Yes or no, guys? It is very easy to read our code. Like this, here we are using a select statement. Okay, from the select statement we are extracting all the columns. Okay, from which table? Department manager table. Okay, so let me go and run this, and here you can see. Okay, and here you can see. Okay, so this is the first thing. Okay, now instead of extracting all the table, okay, if I wanted to go with extracting only one or two table, okay, let's say we have the department. Okay, and in the department, okay, like the employees. Okay, let me go with the employees one. Okay, because here okay, I'll be able to extract the first name and last name column and gender column. Okay, yes, we will be able to use both the both the table like a department manager. No, when it comes to a understanding this particular, let's say a table name. So here you can see that the table name is this in a lower case. So at that time you will have to use the lower case. Okay, because it's a standard process, guys. Okay, and we will have to maintain that one. Now here you can see that. Okay, after this, okay, let me just use the employees database, and instead of data manager let me use the employees now. Okay, employees, and instead of all the columns in the employees table, okay, let me go with the first name and last name. Okay, now here you can see that. Okay, we just extracted only two columns. Okay, we just extracted only two column. Okay, now we have the only two column. Okay, the first name and last name. Okay, so let's go with the exploring the select and from statement. Okay, And here you can see that, okay, I just created the SQL file, multiple SQL file, you can see, okay, using this all the files, okay, to explain more about the SQL. Okay, now here you can see that this is a query one, okay, here. And now here, okay, let me just remove this one. And here now we don't need this one, okay, so let me just remove this one, okay. Now basically this is the employees database, okay, so again this is not needed, so let me remove this one, okay. Now here you can see that this is the first thing, which is nothing but the select and from statement, okay. This is nothing but the select and from statement. So guys, understand the one thing, okay, when we have to go with selecting particular data, or when we have to extract some data from the database using the SQL, at that time we'll have to use the select and from statement, okay. Each and every time we will have to use the select and from statement. So first thing is that just use the database, okay, means the call the database. So after calling the database, which means that now from all the databases, okay, we will be working with only employees databases just by using, or just by adding this line of code, okay. Now here you can see that this is, let's say this is my question, okay, selecting two columns from employees table, okay. So for selecting two columns from employees table, I'll be using a select and from statement. And here you can see that in the employees table you will see that the first name and the last name, okay. Now guys, I can select two random columns as well, okay. Let's say, okay, instead of first name and last name, let me go with the first name and gender, okay. So instead of this, okay, let me go with this, okay. And here you can see that we have the multiple code, okay, in the select and in the file itself, okay. So for that, okay, we'll just select this one, okay. And you can see that, okay, let me run this one, okay. Now you can see that because in my file, okay, we have multiple queries, so instead of going with that, we can simply just select this one and use this particular thing to run this one, okay, to run this our query, selected queries. So we got the first name and we got the gender, okay. And here you can see that we can simply go and export the data, okay. We can simply go and export the data, okay. So let me remove this one, okay. Okay, we'll be able to rename this one, okay. So here you can see that, see, let's say this is my a file, okay, this is a select and from statement. And here you can see that I just wanted to save this file, okay, I just wanted to save this file. And here you can see that, okay, will be able to, okay, this is my file, okay, basically this is a already file, okay. Let me create the new one, okay. Let me add the few line of code there, okay, in the file itself, okay. Let me add this one, okay. And after this, okay, here you can see that, okay. Now basically here you can see that the save script has, okay. Now this is my script, okay. Basically this is my script, okay, I just created, okay. And I just wanted to just add the one name, okay, to it, okay. Let me copy that name, okay. And in the file here you can see that, just go here in the file, save script as this one, here you can see, okay. And now instead of this particular folder, okay, let me save this file, okay, here in the desktop, okay. Now let me go and save this one, okay. And here you can see, okay, in the desktop you'll be able to see the query, okay, query and the date, okay. Got it? Now here you can see that, guys, okay, this is my first query I just executed. And after that, okay, we know that, we just saw the how to select all the columns, okay, all the columns from particular table. So here you can see that again, okay, select this one. So basically here you can see that, okay, in the employees, which means that from the one company, okay, if you wanted to create a database for multiple companies, okay, then again it's fine, okay, you can create a one table, okay, which name of that table is nothing but company one department, okay, and in that you will find that the department manager, okay, and we have the company two department manager, okay, like that you can create the multiple tables in it. Okay, if you wanted to use the same table name for multiple table, then that will be the problematic situation. Okay, so let me tell you why. Because you see that, okay, if I just wanted to let's say if I just wanted to uh, extract this particular table, okay, let's say here you can see that we are using employees table, okay, and we are creating the another table with the name employees again, which means that we are removing that particular table or updating that table, okay, this employees table, okay, otherwise that will be throwing an error. Okay, and if you wanted to, let's say if you wanted to create multiple tables with employees names, so you can go ahead with the employees one, employees two, employees three, okay, that will be fine, okay, but not the same name for the multiple table. Okay, okay, great. Now here guys, see that, okay, you can just you can even go with the selecting all the columns, okay, like you can select the all the columns, you can see, okay, here you will be able to just extract all the columns from the table as well, and here you can see that the total number of column rows are there and total number of columns are there. You will be able to see all the data here. Okay, now after this, okay, this will be the exercise part, okay, and because I solved this particular exercise which is very simple, okay, which is related to select and from statement, okay, so here you can see that, okay, in the exercise you will see that the select the information from the department number, okay, select the information from the department number column of the departments table, okay, of the departments table. So here you can see that the one table which is the departments table, okay, and if you see the in the department table you will see that the two different columns, first one is a department number, second one is nothing but the department name. Okay, so here you can see that you can just use the select and from statement, okay, you can say that department number, okay, let me increase the font size so you will be able to see. Okay, now here you can see that the select department number column from the departments, okay, from departments table. So let me go and run this one, and here you can see. So here you can simply see, okay, so total how many departments are there, okay, you can see that the 9 rows, so which means that around 9 departments are there, okay, and there is one null value, okay, you can see. So you can find that yes, in the department table there is null value, so which means that, okay, if you go with the star, so you will understand that problem, okay, of the null value. Okay, so let me go with this one, and here you can see that the last row is null, okay, last row is null, okay, so total we have how many departments, total we have 8 departments, okay, total we have 8 departments, okay, like this. But in the exercise you see that, okay, we just wanted to extract a department number column from department table. Okay, now second thing is that, okay, here, okay, in the second exercise select all data from departments, okay, so in the same way we can simply go with by adding the star, okay, in the select after the select, okay, like select star from departments, and here you will be able to see, okay, all the tables. Now guys, okay, let me add the few more, okay, exercise to you so you can easily go ahead with, okay, so here, okay, let me just use the same thing because this is a very simple. Okay, select the three random columns. Okay, this is totally up to you. Three random columns. Okay, from, let's say, okay, here we have the four column na? So here we have the four, here we have six, here we have, let's say, okay, so let's from salary. Okay, three random columns from salary table. Okay, from salaries table. Okay, is it fine for you? Are you able to do this one? Okay, we'll be able to convert that data into the order. Okay, we can put the order in it by using a ordered by method. Okay, and we'll be able to see that method in the upcoming session. Okay, now see, basically here you can see that, okay, this is the third exercise, guys, and I just, okay, can you able to just solve this particular question, or can you able to create the query for this particular question right now? Because it's very easy. Okay, we solve the two exercise. Okay, done, that's great. Okay, okay, here you can see that, okay, we are selecting employee number. Okay, then from date to date. Okay, from the salaries column. Okay, from the salaries table. Let me go and run this one. Okay, here now the second person, okay, share the query with us. Okay, here you can see that. Okay, yes, absolutely right. Okay, so here you can see that the same query. Okay, now this is another query. Okay, you can see that the salary from date to date. Okay, let me select this one. Okay, let me run this one. Okay, we'll be able to get the output. Okay, so that's good. Yes. Okay, now guys, it's totally up to you to do hands-on on the select and from statement. You see that it is very simple. Okay, and now we can move on to our next method. Okay, now after that, okay, here you can see that, now basically here you can see that, okay, we'll be again going with the another method, which is nothing but the where clause. Okay, now why to use where clause? Okay, why to use where clause? Because see, many times we know that from the select and from statement we'll be able to just select a particular column. Okay, or the multiple random columns, you can say we can go with the one single column or all the columns. Okay, with the select and from statement. But by using the where clause, here you will be able to see that now we will be able to extract a particular data. Okay, of the particular people. Okay, let's say here you can see that, okay, we are using the employees. Okay, and here our aim is to selecting all information of Danish from employees table. Okay, so let me add the font. Okay, increase the font size. Here you can see that, okay, we are selecting all information of Danish, okay, from employees table. Okay, so you know that, okay, we are using a select, okay, all the information of Danish from employees table. Okay, got it. Now we are adding a where clause. Okay, we are adding a where clause, and with the help of where clause, it's very easy to extract the information of particular person. Okay, so here you can see that this is the first name. Okay, and we know that in the first name, okay, the person name is nothing but the Danish. Okay, and you can see that we'll be able to extract the information of that person only. So let me go with the all the query. Okay, let me select that one and run this one, and here you can see. Okay, now basically, okay, when it comes to that this particular information, okay, we know that, let's say in the company, okay, with same name, okay, you will find that the many person, okay, let's say a Danish, okay, and last name is different, okay, the first name is same, the last name is Nicholson, okay, like the Danish back, okay, Danish monkey, okay, like that you can find that the multiple Danish, okay, with, okay, you can see the different all the data, okay, with this particular employee name, first name of the employee is Danish, okay. So here, this is how you can find out the information, okay, about a from a particular condition. So this is a particular condition, okay, and with the help of this condition we are just gathering the information from our original database, okay. So this is the first case, okay, and again this is very simple, okay. So we don't need to go ahead with the again the different examples, so we can simply go ahead with the exercise, okay. We can simply go ahead with the exercise. So here you can see that in the exercise, okay, we will have to select all people from the employees table whose first name is Elvis, okay. Here question says that all select all people from the employees table whose first name is Elvis, okay. So like this, here you can say that just go here, okay, just go here, select all the information of Elvis, okay, from employees table, okay, because reading the query is very much important, okay. Okay, we have to collect all the information, so that's why we are selecting, we are going with the star instead of any particular column name, okay, from the table, and we just added a one condition which is the where with the help of where clause, and here you can see that first name equal to Elvis, okay. Just by using the same, here you can see that just go and run this, and here we got the output, okay. Here we got the output, okay, of the all the people with the first name Elvis, with the first name Elvis. Now guys, can you try the same, okay, can you try the same, okay. Let me go with another table, okay, let me go with the, let's say this one, okay, not this one, let's say go with the salaries, okay. And now let me add the one thing over here, okay, all people, okay, all people or all employees whose salary is, let's say, okay, let's say a 1 lakh, okay. So now guys, go ahead and solve this particular query, okay, and create this particular query, because here we know that, okay, let me just along with you, let me create my query too, okay. We are selecting all the information of the people whose salary is, okay, is around you know the 1 lakh, okay. So salaries, okay, and here we will have to add the where clause, okay. And we know that we are saying that salary, okay, equal to, okay, 1 lakh, okay. Now in the data, okay, we might not get a salary, okay, um, like the we don't know na data, so we might not get a employees whose salary is equal to 1 lakh, okay. You can find the above 1 lakh, less than 1 lakh, okay. Okay, so for that let us go and clean this, okay, means beautifying this, and let me go and run this, okay. Now guys, here you can see that we got the two person only, okay, two employees whose employee number is 14321, and second employee's number is nothing but the 21546, okay, whose salary is 1 lakh, okay. guys, now do one thing, okay, try to create a questions, okay, and try to solve that question. So right now I want one question from you, okay, so we can go with your question and we can solve that question here as well. So guys, just give me one question. I want one question from any one of you. Okay, okay, great. Select all people from titles who is engineer. Okay, so let me comment out this particular question, okay, for not getting any error, okay, while running the query. So now here our aim is to selecting all the people from titles who is engineer, okay. So for first, okay, for first, because we don't know na, in the data, okay, we have like the in the employees, do we have any engineers or not, okay. So for that, okay, we'll just use the select, okay, all the information from which one, titles, okay, and use this one, okay, for checking, okay, is there any engineer or not, okay. Now again, okay, let me go with this, the where clause as well, okay, and we'll just see the, let's say in the title, okay, you can see that in the title we have the title, okay. So let me just go with the title, okay, equal to an engineer, okay. We can even go with the single quote or double quote, okay. So let me beautify this one, let me select this one and run this, okay. Yes, we got it, okay. See here, we got the multiple engineers, okay, in our team, okay. So guys, this is how we can create our question, okay. This is how we can build our logic, and this is how we can solve our question, okay. So because of, see, basically in the, why we need all this, okay, why we need to do this, all the things, why we need to create the database and all. So many times you will find that, okay, client who just come up with the questions, okay, like if you get the one client for a SQL for, and he just have one question, okay, let's say he has a one restaurant, okay, and he has a data, okay, of his customers. So he wanted to check the more about customers, he wanted to extract information about the customers, okay, his customers. So at that time he have the data, okay, sorry, he has the data, and he wanted to explore more about the customers, okay, for just uh, just updating his restaurant, okay, just updating his services, okay. So for that, okay, like the how much, like the timing, okay, of the customers, okay, do they come to the, let's say in the for lunch more frequently or for dinner more frequently, like that, okay, like what are the what will be the favorite dish, okay, okay, what is the most favorite dish, okay, of the customers, like that. So how you can identify that one, okay. So if you have the data, so from that you can simply go ahead, create your query, and you can come up with the output, okay. Not like that, yes, like the someone saying that yes, that will be my favorite dish, okay, but okay, just after understanding data, okay, you just come up with the output saying that yes, okay, this particular dish is like the frequency for the particular dish, okay, is very high, okay, like people are more likely to buy this particular dish, okay. So you can say that yes. Now okay, just with some logic, okay, you come up with the output. So which means that you did some kind of work. Okay, so that is why, okay, we need all this one. Okay, now here you can see like select employees from salaries where salary is less than 1 lakh. Okay, let me go ahead with this question. Okay, and guys, remember, okay, there is another, let's say another clause, okay, which is nothing but the having clause. We'll be talking about that as well. Okay, when it comes to a aggregation function, when it comes to the question like this, okay, the less than type, okay, or some, let's say a questions like some using some finding maximum value, minimum value, aggregation function. So at that time we'll have to use another clause, which is the having clause, that will be more appropriate for that. Okay, so we can even use this one, we can even use this one. Okay, let me show you the same thing, because here you can see that, okay, we'll have to select employees, all the employees from salaries, okay, where salary is less than 1 lakh. So here let's select this one, okay, copy this one, go here, okay, and instead of equal to, just less than. Okay, now select this one, run this one, and here you can see that, okay, okay, you got the output saying that, okay, there are total 9,35,123 employees are whose salary is less than 1 lakh. Understood? Okay, great. So see, basically here you can see that, okay, today we saw how to download the SQL MySQL in the system. Okay, after completion of download, okay, we saw how to create database, how to create table in the database, how to remove that table, how to remove that database. We saw the select and from statement, we saw the where clause. Okay, so okay, we'll stop, and then we'll do all the remaining part of the webinar in the next session, in the tomorrow's session. Okay, so for adding a particular, let's say, table in the particular schema, okay, so let's say this is my employee schema, okay, and let me create the new SQL. Okay, uh, and here I just wanted to add a particular table in it. Okay, I just wanted to add a particular table in it. So for that, here you can see that just use the create table. Okay, create table, you can see, and I just wanted to add the particular table here. Okay, the employee table, you see. Okay, so just by adding this particular table, okay, like this, okay, you can able to add the table. Okay, and if you wanted to add the table with the column name with the numbers, so I have shown you like this. Okay, because my intention, okay, for sharing the employees file with you is to see that, okay, this is the real time you can add the tables. Okay, and you can create the table in the schemas. Yes, absolutely, we can create the multiple databases and there are multiple tables, okay, in the same query. Okay, let's say here in this particular query, okay, we just creating the employees. So just by running this, okay, we can simply run all this much, all the file. Okay, if I add the one more database in it, so we'll be able to run that well, that is as well. Okay,